you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. I'm going to take a recess for a few minutes. I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is, but it is baffling that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that, but this case is being made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented. I'm going to take a recess for a few minutes. I'll have a ruling when I get back.
You know, the key word here is incompetent. The longest running trial in Georgia history. This YSL case I would call a circus. It was super embarrassing and exposed the incompetence of Fani Willis and her office. You literally had short bus shawties like Woody running circles around them. It was just so embarrassing.
Why did you shrug your shoulder?
Cause they my shoulders.
What is 372?
Numbers. I know I ain't complete school, but I think I'm speaking proper English. I told you, I don't recall nothing I said to no polices. You keep sitting right here asking me the same question over and over and over and over and over. I'm tired of it. I'm drained.
Okay. Well, if you would just answer the questions
I
properly.
am answering the question. You asked me, I said yes, yes. You keep, when I say yes, you ask me the same question over and over and over and over and over.
But did you just tell the court and this jury that you're saying yes just to move the process along?
I think I said it loud and clear.
Going back to January 11th, 2015.
I don't recall.
Can I finish the
They
question?
didn't listen to the question.
And they keep bringing up Thug name. So what I did was, to get him off of me, I said, Thug did this, Thug did that, Thug did, because I knew they would never, I knew he didn't do it. And in my mind, I knew that the police would never go mess with him. So it was easy for me to try to throw the blame off on him to get them off of me. And that's what I was doing from all these years. I don't remember what I don't told them in the past. But my whole motive was, Thug did it because I knew he didn't do it, and they couldn't lock him up. And they keep talking about Thug. So guess what I'm gonna tell them? Yeah. What else you want me to tell them? Yeah, he killed this person. Yeah, he did that. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's right now. If I walk out this thing and they say, the police stop me now. Hey man, give me something about Thug. I'll make something up about him again.
Now Young Thug's part of this whole situation is supposed to be over. He ended up accepting a plea deal that allowed him to go home, which I also believe is a setup. The first thing that came to mind is, it's not a coincidence that Fani Willis came up with this plea just 2 business days before her election, at a time when the judge was so fed up with the situation and how sloppy they presented their case that it was on the verge of a mistrial. We're going to get into that, plus Young Thug's father, he said that Fani Willis should be held accountable, and he endorsed her opponent, Courtney.
Not just the art, freedom of speech. Let's talk about his rights. We freedom of speech, man. You know, how can you take a person's freedom of speech and say, now we're gonna tell you how you need to talk, or how you supposed to talk? You know, who would feel comfortable with? Would any of us out here right now feel comfortable with someone telling us, you confirmed from saying this? You can't say that? You know, what do the Constitution play a role at? You know, these young men, all of these young men, and some of us too, all of our rights are being violated right now because we're being dictated to. I was in agreement with Brian and Keith. You know, let's keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's make them continue to embarrass themselves. You know, but at the same token, my son is I've never tried to interfere with his decisions. I just try to give him the knowledge of making the best decision that he see fit for him. You know, I've always been in his life from a pup to now, and I'm gonna continue to be in his life. You know, and as an adult, he has to make his own decision.
And
you know?
do you live here in Metro Atlanta?
Yes, I do.
So how does it feel to hear that he's not allowed to be in Metro Atlanta?
I'm totally against that because this is where he's from. You know, and to have a district attorney take that away from him that isn't a resident from here. She's from another state. You know, and to see her take a man away from where he's from to have to go live somewhere else, that's offensive to me. For the city of Atlanta, Fulton County, we need to get rid of the poison that's in our system, and that's the district attorney office. So vote Courtney Kramer. Courtney Kramer, I support Courtney Kramer to the fullest. I feel like she's the best person for the job, and it's not because of what she said about us. It's because she said that, and she was in my company and never knew who I was.
Absolutely true.
And the woman that's with him, she agreed that Courtney's stance on the YSL situation, it made sense, and the prosecutors were out of order. Specifically, Fani Willis's prosecutorial targeting. She wanted to be famous, and she was willing to do whatever the Democrats wanted her to do in order to move up. Now, let's connect this. That's the reason why the Shade Room was trying to make Young Thug's father look crazy. It's because he endorsed Courtney. Courtney is running against Fani, and the Shade Room is obviously bought and paid for. They're being paid to not only distract, but to control millions of black people. And on top of that, they're being paid to convince us to go against ourselves. That's what they're doing.
We need to start making the people accountable that makes the decisions for us. So we need to put the right people in office. We need to start scanning the people that we vote for.
Young Thug is a big artist. People have heard about his case that was an alleged RICO case in Georgia. This was the case, to remind people, where art, black art, as you've called it, lyrics were being used, attempted as criminal evidence. He has pled, which is a sort of a resolution to part of the case. What, if anything, can you tell us about that?
I couldn't say too much about it for the last 2 years because I was going to be a witness for him. But today is a great day. You have a father, a leader of his community, coming home. You have a son that gets to hug his mother.
So by pleading, he'd been held, and I just want to remind people, there were a lot of Republicans, Trump officials, all white people who were free before their trial in the same jurisdiction. He was being held not because he was convicted, he was being held in pretrial detention.
Yes.
And see, they play these games all the time. I'm talking about the media. He's up here saying black art. He's talking about music lyrics being used to prosecute people when they didn't have real evidence against them to support the charges. The host of the show bringing up white people and Republicans. That's to play on the racial sensitivity of black people. He's talking like the DA who did this wasn't Fani Willis, a Democrat, a black woman. The same one who dropped charges against the officer who took the life of Rayshard Brooks at Wendy's in Atlanta. Remember, the officer was charged by the previous DA. Fani ran against him, won, and got in bed with the same people they said were the bad people. She refused to move forward with prosecution. This all happened in a Democrat city under Democrat black mayors and a Democrat black DA. But listening to how the host laid this out, your average person watching the program wouldn't even know that.
And so you're saying tonight that this deal will now mean for the first time he leaves.
I hope to see Doug tonight.
Wow.
I hope that he hugs his mother tonight, hugs his 6 kids that he hasn't seen, and more importantly, gets back to changing the face of Cleveland Ave. You know, he was a beacon of light, and what happens, they took that beacon of light out of the community to darken the community, and now he's going to go back and shine even brighter, and welcome home, Doug.
I definitely have some thoughts on Kevin Liles that I'm going to hold right now until I expound on the rest of the segment that he did. But yeah, they're talking about the work of Fani Willis without bringing up Fani Willis. It's like they want people to believe that the Fulton County DA is somebody else. And again, it's not a coincidence that they agreed to a plea just 2 business days before her election. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Shout out to Charles H., Adrian, and Shauna. I appreciate all of you for your support. If you want to show your support for the channel too, you have to use PayPal for now. The link is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.